Well, I think DeepSeek is definitely a positive development for China. It also suggests to us, I think it's a good reminder for us as investors not to underestimate the ability to innovate on China's part. Some describe it as a potential ChatGPT moment for Chinese markets, economy. Having said that, I don't think DeepSeek is going to, trigger immediate bounce in corporate profitability. We will have to see time. I think we still need time to really, I think people are talking about we need time to actually really ascertain the true capabilities of DeepSeek and whether it is really just, it's really low cost. They talked about just spending less than $6 million to train that model. So I think we still need some verification on that front. But I think other companies are actually also moving very, very quickly, including the likes of Baba, as you mentioned. So I think all in all, I think it's positive for the technology sector and potentially the economy as well. But having said that, the tech stocks or the related stocks have actually rallied quite a fair bit over the last 3 weeks or so. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these related stocks taking a pause as investors reassess. So some of the key events that we're watching for, corporate earnings and guidance from the related tech companies, and then the follow-up in terms of policies in the March MPC, right? I think Xi shaking hand with Jack Ma, I think that's a good sign. But we'll have to see whether there's, there are more to come from the Chinese government.
Right. Do you think that could fuel just the optics of saying, you know what, all the regulatory hurdles and the oversight has eased, and we're willing to work on conciliatory terms with our tech companies? How much of that would be a leg up for the stock prices of these businesses?
I think
because it moved quite a bit in 24.
Yes, I think investors are actually taking that sign, that signal already. I mean, since end of September last year, where the government came out to really sound more positive on different fronts with regards to the economy, I think they have actually sent a strong signal that they are prepared to back up the economy, especially given the rising external uncertainties, especially when it comes to the U.S. with regards to trade. Right. So if you recall, I think the last time Xi met with all these business guys symposium, I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good 2 to 3 years until we saw IPO being called off.
Right.
Right. So I think this time round, the signal, hopefully, we could see another 2 to 3 good 2 to 3 years. And there are actually murmurs that, hey, maybe we will see possibly the comeback of an IPO again. We don't know. There are some rumors about that.
That would be very symbolic. That would be very, very interesting. That could be a watershed moment in terms of defining what the future could look like.
Right.
But I mean, Eddie, to your point, I mean, it's all hunky-dory until it's not. Because we saw a similar meeting taking place in 2018, and then it sort of had the rug pulled from under it in 2020.
2020, at least we had a good 2 years on that. But what I feel is that, I mean, the economy does have underlying issues that still need to be resolved. The property sector, for example, how do you actually clear the excess inventory, right? And how do you really revive the consumer confidence? Boosting the private sector, I think, is a good move, because then the private sector can go out there to expand, create jobs, and then employ people, and then that will help to boost consumption.